Okay, folks, listen. This is a live stream, and I'll be interacting with the viewers. Like I said, this is a live stream. And if you're watching this on a replay, understand that the live stream chat doesn't show up for like 14 hours after I've already finished this live stream, okay? I don't know what the reason is, but either YouTube takes that long to process my live streams or there's some kind of glitch in my phone. Anyway, so uh, this live stream is mainly about Elvis and his connections to August 16th, his death date. Okay, that's what it's mainly about. By the way, I'm not showing every single connection that I have. I tried to, uh, go through what I thought might be the most important pieces of the puzzle and leave out some other, good information. But I didn't want to make the video too long. But listen, but before I start talking about Elvis's connections to August 16th, his death date, you notice what's in the news that's making big headlines, which I mentioned on one of my backup channels the other day, because there was a there's a big news story right now about uh, this black guy who supposedly was beaten up by a police and he died, and it's five black police officers who beat him up. And where did this happen? In Memphis. Okay, so what's been the biggest news stories lately? You see, uh, uh, Lisa Marie Presley's death. Lisa Marie's Lisa Marie Presley's death, which I did a couple of videos about. Make sure you go watch it. And and now now you have uh, a Memphis beating. They beat this guy to death supposedly. And wait, because tomorrow they're going to release the video, and they're saying this video is so bad that they're preparing for something that might happen tomorrow. You understand? So Memphis could be in ruins. Can you imagine if they burned down Memphis? Now that would be something. Because Elvis lived and died in Memphis. Okay, anyway, folks. So I'll get back to that Memphis story later. But right now we're gonna just show the connections to August 16th. And if somebody gets into the chat, can you tell them that they have to watch the replay to understand everything about this video, especially the new people? All right, so let's. And by the way, like usual, the first thing I'm going to show is just like 1 minute of recap of what my two predictions are. It's just going to be a quick one, okay? Anyway, like I usually do. So let's get started here. Okay, so you know that Elvis, he died at the age of 42, okay? And Washington State, because Seattle is in Washington, and Seattle is where this spectacular event is going to happen on June 11th, but I'll get to that in a moment. So Washington State is the 42nd state where Seattle is. Elvis dies at the age of 42. Seattle's in King County, and Elvis is known as the King, right? And by the way, George Washington his original birthday was 2/11, which is the 42nd day of the year. Okay, they changed it to 2/22 because I told you everything has to do with connections. It's all about the numbers with these people. Anyway, so that's that. Now let's get to the prediction thing. Because I told you that there's going to be a spectacular event on June 11th, and somehow it connects to Elvis. After the spectacular event, it'll connect to Elvis. Somehow it'll connect to his image or the number of his name or his name. And eventually it will be the mark of the beast, this image that will be worshipped. And the June 11th is the 162nd day of the year. And the other prediction is that Trump gets his head wound in Ohio on August 4th, which is the 216th day of the year. So it's the 216, 16-2. 16-2, 216. It's all about the 16-16. And you'll see how it all comes together. Like I said, if you're new to the channel. So Elvis had an identical twin who supposedly died at birth. His name was Jesse. So Elvis and Jesse were both born on 1/8. 1/8 makes 216. Say the dates backwards like they say in the UK, 8181, it's 16/2. So there's your 216, 16/2, which is August 4th, the 216th day of the year when Trump gets his head wound. And the 162nd day of the year is June 11th, which is the day to Seattle, the spectacular event. Okay, like I said, it's like a perfect puzzle. And I told you they were identical twins. Identical twins equals 162 forward, 216 backwards in gematria. 16/2, 216. Do you understand? It's they were identical twins. And from Elvis's birthday, the day they were born, the twins, to 6/11 is 16/16. Two 16s, get it? Or 16/2s. June 11th, August 4th. And look, it lands on June 11th, which is the upside down 9/11. That's why the Twin Towers came down. And I've shown so many videos connecting the Twin Towers. It's 100% had to do with Elvis. And they were born on 1/8, right? So if you were to put a crown, because the letter O is a crown, you put the letter O on their birthday, January 8th with an H, January 8th, you get 162 forward, 216 backwards. Again, with the 16/2, 216, June 11th, August 4th. And by the way, look at the bottom numbers. We're in the 23rd year. Elvis died at the age of 42. Washington's the 42nd state. And Elvis turned 88 this year. It's right there, even in the lower numbers. All right. And then here's the last thing before I show you all the new information. So if you were to check this out. So if you were to take the H out, because on the other equation I just showed you, it was the crown with January 8th with an H. But if you took the H out, it would be January 8th, right? And look, it almost equals the exact same as the Antichrist. The only thing that's missing is this right here. It's 71 instead of 80. Every other number is the same. 154, 197, 64. 154, 197, 64. Look. So it's almost the Antichrist. But this is exactly the Antichrist, which is, if you write the words Elvis birthday, is the Antichrist. And that's why Elvis is the Antichrist, okay? It's perfect. You can't get more perfect than this, okay? And there was two of them that was born on 1/8. Two of them born on 1/8, you see? And Elvis died in 77, you know. I mean, there's more to those numbers right there, but that's enough. Anyway, so let me just real quick before I show you the new stuff. I just did that for the new people or whoever's new who's watching it for the first time. And for the people who don't know, I have a breathing problem. I have allergies, and I broke my nose a bunch of times playing baseball. And no, it wasn't fighting. I've never had a fight in my entire life. Anyway, so that's why you hear me, sniffling and stuff, because I can't breathe. Anyway, what else? Let me just read the chat real quick before I start with the new stuff. How many people are in the chat? Oh, only 27. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so you know that I told you Trump is the replacement twin for Elvis's twin that died, okay? They needed Trump to make sure that Elvis gets worshipped. And that's why Trump kind of, is the representation of Elvis from when Elvis was alive, back in the 70s. Anyway, so Elvis in 2023, he turned 88 years old. Elvis now is 45 years, he's been dead. So Elvis has been dead for 45 years now, and he's still going to be dead for 45 years through my predictions. He won't turned 46 years dead until August 16th, but my two predictions happened before that. Anyway, Trump is the 45th president, right? So Washington was founded because Seattle's in Washington, right? Washington was founded on 11/11. So from Elvis's death date, August 16th, he died, Elvis. From August 16th to the day Washington State was founded is 88 days. And I just told you Elvis turned 88. From Elvis's birthday to 4/5, the date, it's 88 days because Elvis is 45 years dead. Trump is the 45th president. You see? I'm just showing you how it connects to the 88, to the 45, to Washington's founding date, to Elvis's death, to Elvis's birth, connecting to the 88. I can show you a lot more, folks. I'm just showing you like just things that is more relevant. Elvis turned 88 this year, okay? The 88th prime number is 457. 4 times 57 equals 228. Elvis died on the 228th day of the year, which is August 16th. Okay? And the date 228 is 1616. You remember I told you from Elvis's birthday to 6/11 is 1616 days, the 216s. From the first of the year to 228, remember Elvis, I told you Elvis, where is it? That Elvis died on August 16th, the 228th day of the year. So from the first of the year to 228, just the date, is 16.16%. It's all about the 216s. You see how it all connects? Okay? Because 16-2 is June 11th, 216 is August 4th. Okay? I'm just showing you all the connections, folks. Okay, now pay attention. There's this thing that kind of looks like the Seattle Space Needle that was taken down back on November 7, 1995. It was called the it was called the Landmark Hotel in Las Vegas. Okay, and that thing looked like the top of the Space Needle, okay? And it was even in a movie when they demolished it in Mars Attacks, I think. Anyway, that demolition happened on 11/7/1995, right? From Elvis's death date, his exact death date to that day is 18 years, 2 months, 23 days. And I told you that Elvis this year on 1/8/2023, he turned 88 years old, right? On this date this year, 1/8/2023. And I told you that Seattle, Washington's initials equals 19 and 23. If you add those dates up, it's 1923, which equals 42. Elvis died at age 42, and Washington's a 42nd state. Now, the reason I'm showing you this is because from the demolition day, see, from Elvis's death to the demolition day, it was 18 years, 2 months, 23 days, right? Which is this year that he turned 88. And then from that demolition day to the day the Seattle Kingdom was demolished, because that's a big deal, because the King Dome was demolished in Seattle. It was demolished on 3/26, the year 2000. From that day that the Landmark Hotel, which looks like the Space Needle, the top of it, and it was demolished, to that day that the King Dome was demolished, because the Seattle Space Needle is in Seattle, and that I told you this looked like it. It's 1,602 days. 2/16, 16/2. Do you get it? 1,602 days in between. All right. So that's the connection right there. Now, I told you how important that 8/4/2023 is, because that's when Trump gets his head wound on 8/4/2023. From 8/16, the day Elvis died, to the day that they took down the Landmark Hotel that looked like the needle I told you, the Space Needle, it's 84 days. And 84 days is 2 months, 23 days, depending on, what month you start from. But this particular equation is 2 months, 23 days for 84 days. Okay? Now, remember, Elvis's death date is August 16th, which is the 228th day of the year. From August 16th to 2/28, because that's what we're going by, is the 228th day. So from August 16th to the date 2/28, look at that, is 2022. And if you add that day, it's 2023. You see that? I told you how important these 2 years are. And it just so happens it connects to his death date, August 16th being the 228th day of the year. You see what I'm saying? Now, before I show you the next equation, I just want just to give you guys a break. I just want to see if you guys are following me here. Yeah, you guys are. Yeah, you guys are paying attention because you're not commenting. So there's only 29 people in the chat. Is there anybody who has any questions before I keep going? Anybody have any questions? Are you guys like, following what I'm showing? Okay. So no questions. Let's move on. Someone's asking me, is Russia gonna nuke? Because I don't believe in nukes, but I believe in explosives. If they put enough explosives, it's gonna look like a nuke, just like they did at in the Beirut explosion. Because I told you I was born in Beirut, Lebanon, and that happened on August 4th, that Beirut explosion. And I've been talking about these predictions for 5 to 6 years now. So I'm just saying nothing is a coincidence. And like I said, I was born in Beirut. But I was telling everybody that Seattle is the closest to Russia. If Russia was gonna, supposedly nuke, that would be the target. People are talking about New York. That I'm telling that Seattle's much closer. So what are you guys talking about? But anyway, we don't know what's going to happen. We do not know what this spectacular event in Seattle is going to be on June 11th. I just know that that's the target, is King County, okay? Because Elvis is known as the king, and Elvis has everything to do with that place. Anyway, so let's just move on. Like I said, I don't know what the spectacular event is going to be. It's just going to be something spectacular, and that's all we know. Yeah. Somebody's asking me about, do they actually die? Ask me that question later on if you're still in the chat, because I'm not sure exactly what you're asking me. So Elvis died. Check this equation out. Pay attention, and you'll understand why I'm showing this, okay? The dates don't matter. The years, I mean. Forget about the years for a moment. So Elvis died on 8/16/77. So now, in order to get 81,677 days, so remember, because we're looking at the date of his death, I tried to do that in days. Look at how many years it comes out to exactly. Look at that. 81677 days is 223 years, and we're in the year 2023. You see what I'm saying? Like, what is the chance of that? Like, why does 8/16/77, when you put it into days, does it have to be 223? You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm just asking, look, if you go back from this year, it lands into 1800. 1/8 is when Elvis was born, and there was two of them. You see, two crowns. 1/8. You see how ridiculous this is? I'm saying if you go from this year, but he died back in 77. But my point is, why? Why does this equation have to be 223 years? Are you following me on that? The point is that it's 223 years, that equation. And look, 816 days, because Elvis died on 8/16, right? I'm just doing the connections. 816 days equals 223.56%. So here's the 223 again. That's how much percentage of a year it would be. 223, whatever. 816 days is 223%. Whatever. I'm not explaining that right. But anyway, and remember, Elvis died at the age of 42. The 42nd prime number equals 181. If you add the 42 to the 181, you get 223. So there's your 223 for the year again. You see? You see how it all connects? And I told you there was two of them born on 1/8. Look at this, 1/8. You know, and and by the way, Trump's birthday in military time, 6/14 is his birthday. Military time is 1814. Look at that, 1814. 22, 23. 1814, 22, 23. Military time 6/14 is 1814. That's Trump's birthday. Military time 16. I mean 6/14. Anyway, the point is it was 223, that equation. And look at this. From Elvis's death to the Seattle Kingdom demolition, which I showed you the connections earlier. Look at that. It's 222 or 223 days. Again, perfect equation. And from the exact day that the kingdom was demolished on 3/26 the year 2000, it's going to be 23 years from that day. From 2000 to 23, get it? 2023. It was from 2000. It's all just a 2 and then a bunch of zeros. 2023. Just another pure coincidence. And I told you how important the 2022-23 year is, because 22 plus 23 equals 45. Elvis has been dead for 45 years and Trump is the 45th president. You take the prime numbers. The 22nd prime is 79. The 23rd prime is 83. It equals 162. That's June 11th. Or if you say 216, it's August 4th. 16-2, 216s. And Trump is the 45th president. Elvis has been dead for 45 years. Now, so check this out. So the word twin equals 66. You see, twin equals 66. From 611 to 816, the day Elvis died, it's either 66 days or 67 days. Now, why is that important? Because Elvis equals 67 in Gematria, and his twin, spelled this way, like it is on his gravestone, the one who died at birth, that equals 67. 67, 67, they equal. And 67, when written out, is the first number in Gematria that equals 162. 67 written out equals 162, which is June 11th, is the 162nd day of the year. You see how perfect the puzzle is? And you know, I told you the 66, 67, 67 is so important. I'll get to that later, why it's important. What is this? I'll get to that 67, 67 thing later. What is this that I'm showing? Oh, from George Washington's death date of 12/14, he died on 12/14, okay? From 12/14 to 8/16, the day Elvis died, it's either 611 days or 612 days. There's your 611. And from Elvis's death date to 611, it's either 665 days or 666 days, depending on which year you're in. Just like this one, same thing. Whatever you use a certain year, it'll be 611 or it could be 612. Or this one could be 665 or 666, depending on which year you use. You see how it's from Washington's death to Elvis's death, from Elvis's death to 611, you see? It's a perfect puzzle. All right, let me stop for a minute. Ah, man. I can't breathe. No, I haven't seen the movie. If I saw the movie, I don't remember it. Something about the cube? No, I don't. I mean, the name doesn't sound familiar, but uh, is it possible I've seen it? Yeah. No, I don't think Trump is Elvis. No, Trump is the replacement twin. Could Trump be related to Elvis? Absolutely. But I don't think that Trump is actually Elvis. No. Listen, listen, to the person telling me how to run the channel, you don't have to be here if you don't want to be here. All right. I I am doing exactly what the Holy Spirit has led me to do. All right. Biden is just a puppet. He's a nobody. He's a nothing. That's why he's in there right now, to be a nothing. No, see, I have a deviated septum from the breaking my nose, and then the allergies to top it off just is destroying me. Um, anyway, so let's move on here. Someone's asking me, do they die and enter new bodies? Look, I don't have those kind of answers, but do I believe that they're actually dying? You know what? I don't think they are, especially at the times that they're saying that they're dying. Because why wouldn't they fake? If they fake everything else, why wouldn't they fake that? You see, what matters to the Matrix is that it's out there. See, as long as they say it and people believe it, then it exists. Does that make sense? That is why, as long as it's in the Matrix, that information, then it matters. It exists. That's what it means. So if someone says that this person died on that day and you have millions of people believing it, then that means it exists in the Matrix. That's why, as long as they say it, it exists. So they don't really have to die on that day. Just like they don't have to be born on that day. How can we prove anything? As long as they say it's out, that's the date, then that's the date. Does that make sense? Yeah, I appreciate the comments. Thanks. Anyway, so let's move on. But because there's no way for us to know. Like, we don't know if Jesse died. Did he die? Or was he sacrificed? You know what I mean? Nobody knows. Is he Trump? We'll never know. Okay, so real quick, let me just show you why I'm showing you this. You'll see why in a minute. Okay, pay attention, okay? I just threw this in just to show you kind of what this number was about. Okay, so pay attention. Elvis was born on 108, right? 1-8. But if you know, do the number right, it could be 1 and then 08. But anyway, the 108th prime number is 593. You'll see why I'm showing this. 704 kind of connects to the word God if you use the zero as a zero and not a number, because the O is the 15th letter of the alphabet, so it would be 715-4. But instead, I'm just putting 704. 704 is 5309, which connects to the 593. You'll see why I'm showing this. Just go with me on this. So 108th prime number is 593. 704 is 5309, which is the same numbers as 777. The 777th prime number is 5903. Okay, which connects back to this. The 108th prime number is 593. So just remember that. So remember that the 108th prime number connects to the 777, which is 5903. It just has a crown on it. 593 connects to the 108th prime number is 593. Okay. Now, from the first of the year, if you go forward from the first of the year and go forward 593 days, it'll land on August 16th. And on some years, it'll be 594. And if you don't add that day, it'll be 592. So it could be 592 or 594 also. But most of the time, it's going to be 593. So from Elvis's birthday from the first of the year to Elvis's death is 593. So the 108th prime number. Remember, Elvis was born on 108. So the 108th prime number is 593. So he even dies on the prime number of the 108. Do you get what I'm saying? He's born on 1-8 and he dies on the 593 day, August 16th. That's my point, okay? Which connects to the 777. Now pay attention. You remember I told you that Elvis died on the 228th day of the year, which is August 16th. And if you went from the first of the year to 228, which I showed you earlier, the equation, which was important, it's 5903, which is the 777th prime from the first of the year to the 228. I'm saying it's the 777th prime is 5903. And look how many years and months. 16 years, 2 months. 162. 216. 216, 16 twos. That's June 11th or August 4th. Okay? And look at the equation for the percentage. 16, 17.26%. 26 equals the word God. Ohio's the 17th state, and Tennessee's the 16th state where Elvis died. Elvis died in the 16th state. Trump is going to get his head wound in Ohio, which is the 17th state, and you have the word God, and which connects this thing, connects to the 777. You see? The 777th prime number is 5903, which also connects to the 108th prime number, and Elvis was born on 1018, 593, same numbers as 777. And I just showed you this equation. And from Elvis's birthday to 37, which is the EL number, because the 3 or 7 or 7-3 looks like the letters EL if you turned it upside down. EL means God in Hebrew. So from 18 to 37 is the 777th prime, 5903. Do you get it? That's the amount of days, but the 777th prime is 5903. Okay, which is 16-2 again, 16 years, 2 months. Okay, now from Washington's, the state of Washington was founded on 11/11. From 11/11 to the Elvis's birthday is 5903. You see, again connecting to an important number. Okay, you understand how all of this connects to each other? That's all I'm just trying to explain here. And remember, I told you it's 777th prime we were talking about. Now we're talking about 777 days. Look, from Elvis's birthday to Washington's, this is Washington's second birthday. His first birthday was 2/11. From Elvis's birthday to Washington's changed birthday, 2/22, is 777 days. And on certain years, it's 200. It falls on 2/23. And I told you how important the 2022 and 2023 is, the year. And it's a 777 from Elvis's birthday, you see? Okay? I'm just trying to explain to you how important all this. Anyway, the Super Bowl this year is at Glendale, Arizona. And the first time it was at Glendale, Arizona, not the first time, but the Super Bowl 42, which is why it's so important. Elvis died at the age of 42. Washington's the 42nd state, right? So Super Bowl 42 was in Glendale, Arizona, and I live in Glendale, California, okay? Because I told you everything connects to me with this Elvis puzzle. And it was played at Phoenix University. I told you Elvis is the Phoenix. He's the Kraken. He's the beast out of the sea. He's the sea goat. That's why January, when the month he's born, is the sea goat sign. Okay, it's named after Janus, and Janus is the two-faced god. Okay, and I told you how it connects to Seattle, Janus, but I'm not going to show it here. But so Super Bowl 42, okay, 15 years later, it's back to Super Bowl 57 in Glendale, Arizona. And now it's called State Farm Stadium. And the word state equals the word Janus. Janus equals the exact same as state. And Seattle has the EL state. If you add the letters EL, it would make EL state, which makes the exact word of Seattle. SEATT and then LE. EL means God, L state. L Janus. State equals Janus. So it went from Phoenix to Janus, Glendale, Arizona, and this is the crown number. The O is the 15th letter of the alphabet. 42 plus 15 is 57. It's been 15 years, the crown. You understand? It's all about the crown. I hope you understood that, because that was very difficult to explain. Did anyone not get that last part? I'm getting a headache. Yeah. God bless all of you. And by the way, that word, I mean that equation that I just showed you, 42, 15, 57. Let me tell you how that connects to the GUN. You know the GUN, get it? The thing, I don't want to say the word. GUN. There was a protest on June 11th all across America in 2022. Not this year, obviously, last year, 2022. There was a protest all across America on June 11th that had to do with the GUN protest, okay? It was called March for Our Lives. And lives is Elvis, the anagram. Just like that's why the Black Lives Matter. That's why they had to get that name all across America. Black Lives Matter. Lives is Elvis, okay? Because it's the dark Elvis. Because Elvis, he had the twin that died, right? And Elvis on the Hollywood Walk of Fame has two stars. One of them is a black star. And I told you how the black star connects to Elvis. Years ago, I came out with that. I connected it to everything having to do with Elvis and his birthday and all that. Anyway, so he has a black star. So you have the black Elvis. You understand? Because there was two of them born that day, right? So, so when they were doing Black Lives Matter, they were saying Black Elvis matters. That's what they were saying. Man, can't breathe. Anyway, so that's why they had a March for Our Lives, March for Our Elvis protests all across America, okay, on that day. And especially they had a big one in Washington where they televised it. So it's Washington connection. Seattle's in Washington, even though it was in Washington, D.C. But it was a protest about gun, GUN. GUN equals 42, 15, 57. What I just showed you with this equation. You know, when I showed you this. Gun equals 42, and then 15 in the second place, and 57. See? Even that connects. That's all. By the way, I did all that just to tell you, because it was on June 11th. The day I'm telling you Seattle's going to get struck, and Elvis connects to that. All right? And here's another connection, because pay attention. The 15th prime number, hold on. The 15th prime number, folks, is 47. So that, because the O is the 15th letter, right? So the O is the 15th letter. So the O is the crown. So if the 15 is the crown, then the 15th prime number is 47. Then this is a crown. So the 42nd prime number with the 15th prime number equals 228. Elvis died on the 228th day of the year. Do you see what I'm showing you here? Because I told you that the 42nd prime, 181, and then if you add the 42 plus 181 equals 223, which is this year. So now if you add the 42 to the 15, because remember, gun equal, I said the word, it doesn't matter. GUN, the word gun equals 42, 15, 57. Do you get what I'm saying? 42, 15, I was showing you. 42 with a crown. And it equals 228. August 16th is the 228th day of the year. Yeah. Anyway, that's the day Elvis died, August 16th. Check this out. From, America, it was founded, according to, Google and everything. America was founded on 7/4/1776. And I told you how 7/4 is important because it's 704. Remember, I was telling you about the 7/4 earlier. The word God is G-O-D. G is the seventh letter. D is the fourth letter. The O can be nothing or it can be 15. So it's 704. So, anyway, so 7/4, that when America was founded, 1776, to the day Elvis died, the exact day in this year, on that year, is 73/457. And I told you the 7/3 is the EL. You turn it upside down, it looks like the letters EL, which means God. The 88th prime number is 457. And Elvis turned 88 this year, you see? So that's what I'm saying. It's right there, EL 88. You get it? I should have just showed you this because I wrote it. Elvis turned 88. 88th prime number is 457. 73 is the EL. 457 is the 88th prime. Okay. That was the equation I was just showing you. Okay, now before I move on, that year that Elvis died, like I said, for the people who don't know, uh, in horse racing, which is known as the sport of kings, because Elvis was known as the king, right? In Seattle's in King County. In the sport of kings, horse racing, the number one most prestigious thing to win would be the Triple Crown. Okay? And a horse called Seattle Slew won the Triple Crown. The most prestigious thing in horse racing is to win the Triple Crown. Okay? And a horse called Seattle Slew won the Triple Crown on June 11th, that same year that Elvis died. Do you tell me, in what realm of possibility could that be possible, that a horse called Seattle Slew, and slew means to kill, to destroy, whatever, you know? Hold on. Okay. Okay, anyway, let me move on here. God bless all of you. Appreciate it. Okay, let's move on. So remember, we're in the year 2023. So 223, the date, 223 to 611, the day the Seattle gets struck, it's 108 days. Elvis was born on 108. You see that? From 223 to 611, we're in the, I told you this year is when it happened, 611, 2023, 108. And I told you the 108th prime number is 593, and the five from Elvis, from the first of the year to 816 when Elvis died, was 593 days. So again, everything connects. You understand? 611 2023. Look at that, 108 days. Here, let's look at this. So we're in the year 223. From Elvis's birthday to 611 can be either 154 or 155 days, but the 154 is the target date because that equals the Antichrist. The Antichrist equals 154. So 223 plus the Antichrist number, which connects to the 611 between Elvis's birthday and 611, and August 4th is the 216th day of the year, 216 equals 593. And I just told you that the 108th prime number is 593, and Elvis was born on 108. And from 223 to 611 is 108 days. You see how it all connects? You see what I'm saying? Like, why? Why does all these things have to? And by the way, if you were to add the 155th day, because that's what it is, it's either 154 or 155 days in between, it would be 594. Even 594 connects to that, because I told you from the first of the year to August 16th, it's either 593 days or 594 days. So it connects to every single thing. It connects to the August 16th. It connects to the 108 because the 108th prime number is 593. And it connects to everything else. Let's see what this is. What is this? Oh, Trump's going to get his head wound on 8-4 in the state of Ohio, which is the 17th state. So if you use the prime numbers, the 84th prime number is 433. The 17th prime number is 59. It equals 492. If you take the 101, which equals this, add it up, it's 593. Can you believe this? What in the hell is going on here? I mean, this is ridiculous. Look, it even has the numbers in here. 593, 43, 2023, 20 plus 23 is 43. And then you have the 593 right there too. Anyway. So what else is this? Elvis was born on 108. Elvis died on 816, right? From 1-1 to 816 was 593 days, and I told you the 108th prime number is 593. So you have the 816 connection, you have the 108 connection. And look, I told you that Elvis turned 88 this year, 88, 88, And 611 is the date. You see, 611 is right in his birth date and his death date. 611 88. Elvis turned 88 on 611. It gets struck. You see, you can't get any more perfect than that. And you know, Elvis and Jesse, the identical twins, were born in Tupelo, Mississippi. The identical twins were born in Tupelo, Mississippi. The area code is 662. If you add the Antichrist number of 154, it equals 816. And Elvis died on 816. Look, there's only one number that can match this with the Antichrist number, and it would be 662. There's no other number that's going to match, right? So what was the chance that it would be the Tupelo area code where they were born? And look, you have the ELO, LO, ELO, 2P. Get it? Two P's, the PP. 1616. P is the 16th letter. 216. 16 2. 2 P E L O. The EL means God with a crown. The 2P P2 ELO, which is August 4th and June 11th. I told you it's perfect. You can't get more perfect than this. How about this equation? The 108th prime number is 593. The 48th prime number is 223. We're in the year 223. Plus 593 is 816. If you add this up, it's 156. The 156 prime is 911, or it can be a crown, because the crown is either 15 or 6. 1 plus 5 is 6, reduced. So the O is either 15 or 6. You see? And we're in the year 223, the 48th prime, you know. And guess where the Super Bowl is? In the 48th state. You see what I'm saying? The 48th state is hosting the Super Bowl this year. Arizona, 223. You see, and Trump's going to get his head wound on 8-4. I'm saying it's just, how many coincidences do you want? That's all I'm saying. It's beyond ridiculous. You know. I just showed this equation. Oh no, this is a different equation. Oh, over here, check this out. I thought it was the same thing, but look, this is the 108th prime number and the 48th. Look, the 88th and the 48th, check this out. So it's the 88th prime number is 457. The 48th prime number is 223. So if you take the 88 and the 48, the 136, and add it to the 680, you get 816. I mean, come on, man. See, over here, I didn't add the 156 to the 816 because it made 816 without it. You know what I'm saying? But here, the 88th prime number, Elvis turned 88 this year, right? And the 48th, because this year is 223. Look at that. You add the 136 and the 680, it equals 816. I mean, come on, man. It's just beyond crazy. Look at this. So if you put into the gematria calculator, Elvis Aaron Presley, Seattle, Washington, and you put Donald John Trump, Manhattan, New York, it equals 816. And you know what? This equation I'm actually going to show you just to prove it to you. Let me actually show you the equation. I don't have to, you know, you can trust me, but I'd rather just show it to you real quick. That way you don't think I'm making stuff up, you know. Donald John Trump, Manhattan, New York. Look. You see? So I put Elvis Aaron Presley, Seattle, Washington, Donald John Trump, Manhattan, New York. That's where 9/11 is 6/11, right? 9/11 and then 6/11, Seattle, Washington, right? Look, 816. I'm just saying, what is the chance of that? Because this is the most important number, the first one. You know, 816. Okay, so I'm just saying, what is the chance of that? Now, This equation is kind of, I'm going to show you, okay, I'm going to show you the equation. What I'm about to show you, I'm showing you the equation with a crown on it. First, I'm going to show you the one with the crown on it. Then I'm going to show it to you without the crown, okay? So without the crown, I mean, I have to type it in because I want you to see it. That way you believe me. Okay, so just give me a second to type it in. Oops. 1935. Then so check this out. Here's another great coincidence again. So if you were to type in to the gematria calculator, put a crown on January 8th, 1935, which is the day Elvis was born, put a crown on it, January 8th, 1935, the exact day he was born, to the exact day Seattle's going to be struck, and you put a crown on it, you put a crown on June 11th, 2023, look what it equals. Look, it's 816 again. Again, I ask you, what is the chance? You know? Again, 816. That's Elvis's death date. All right. Now, I'm going to show you. So now I'm going to show you without the. I'm going to show you without the crown, and show you how weird the numbers are. Okay. Check this out. Without the crown now. Let me just take off the crown. See, now when you first look at it, you're going to see it doesn't look like anything, but I'm going to show it to you on a card. So this is that same equation, but without the crown now. I took out the O's, okay? So what is it going to equal? Pay attention. See, when you first look at it, there's really not much there when you look at it here. Okay, there is something you're seeing, but wait till I show you when I write it down on a card. I'm going to write these same numbers on a card now and show you the connections. Just give me a second. Okay. Here it is on the card. Now you're going to see it much more better when you see what I'm pointing out. So this was the number on the top. This was the second row. This is the backwards numbers, and this was the total. Now, pay attention. Elvis was born on 108. Then you have 611, and then you have 37, which is the EL. You see that? 108, 611, EL, 2022, 2023. Can you believe this? Look, January 8th, 611, 108, 611, and then you have the EL, 2223. I mean, come on. And look, 162 is June 11th, and 163rd day is June 11th. I mean, June 11th from the first of the year can be 162nd day or the 163rd day if it's a leap year. You see what I'm saying? Look at that. 162 with a crown, 1620. And you know Elvis died in the 16th state and he was born in the 20th state, which is Tennessee, 1620, 2016. The 2016 is the 2016 on military time. The hands are on the 8 and the 4, 8-4. You know, and 216th day of the year is August 4th, and Trump was elected president in 2016. You know what I'm saying? You see how perfect this is? I mean, come on. Someone's saying I'm one of them. I rigged it. What do you mean I rigged it? The hell are you talking about? I can't make this up if my life depended on it. Anyway, but now you see how perfect that equation is, right? It's ridiculous, right? I mean, how is this possible? You know, I'm showing you 1-8. You know, hold on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Keep talking nonsense. You're gonna be repenting soon. Yeah, obviously, yeah. He's a pigeon pecker. Whoever said it, yeah. He's one of those peepees. Anyway, so let's go back again before I show the very last thing here. Yeah, you see that? Yeah. Thank goodness there are some people who have eyes to see and ears to hear. Because that means that you have the Holy Spirit in you, folks. If you can grasp this information, that means you have the Holy Spirit, okay? Because you would have to fully grasp how incredible this information is. You would have to have uh, the Holy Spirit because people just can't understand this. Anyway, so let's keep going here. Hold on. So remember, I told you that the 108th prime number, because Elvis is born on 108, right? Is 593. Okay, and um, what was I going to show? Why am I showing this again? Oh, I know why. Because look, June 11th is the 162nd day of the year, right? And from the first of the year to 816 is 593, and I told you the 108th prime number is 593, and Elvis was born on 108. So from the first of the year to 816 when Elvis died is 593 days. Look at the percentage. See, that's what I didn't show you earlier, is the percentage of 593. It's 162.47. 162 is June 11th. And 47, remember I told you the 15th prime number is 47 and 15 is the crown number. So 47 is a crown number and it's the backwards 74. And I told you that Lucifer equals 74 and Jesus equals 74. But that's the only numbers that are the same with Jesus and Lucifer. All the other numbers are different. But Jesus created Lucifer. And when Jesus created Lucifer, he made him perfect. Now, that's why he gave him a perfect name till he got thrown out of heaven and he no longer had his name. He became Satan. He no longer had a perfect name. That's why he can't have the 74, and that's why he wants it back. Okay? Anyway, so what I'm saying is the 162 right there is the percentage. That's June 11th. Connecting there, and it connected to 108 because the 108th prime number is 593. Elvis is born on 1-8. 593 connecting to 816. 162 connecting to June 11th. And look, 84 weeks. 8-4. You see that? I mean, come on. And look, it's got even the 4-5 right there. 8-4 or 8-5. But anyway, it's ridiculous, these connections. And you remember this. Remember I was telling you about the 67-67? Remember I was telling you about the 67-67 earlier because Elvis equals 67 and Jesse equals 67. And 67 is the first number that equals 162 in gematria. Look, from George Washington's death date of 12/14 to Elvis's death date is 247 days. Okay? And this is only on a leap year, this count, that it equals like this. But the only reason I'm putting that there is because of these numbers and the 247 between George Washington's death date and Elvis's death date. And why am I showing this? Because for the people who know, which I've shown you many times, with why the Twin Towers fell, okay? Because look, from Elvis's birthday to 9/11 is 247 days. 8 months, 4 days, 67.67. And what came down on 9/11? The Twin Towers. And Elvis's identical twin supposedly died at birth. And I told you Elvis equals 67. Jesse, spelled like this on his gravestone, equals 67. 67, 67. 67.67 to 9/11, 8-4. So you have the 8-4 connection. 67, 67 to Elvis Jesse. 67 is the first number that equals 162, which connects to 611. June 11th is the 60. You see? So you have the June 11th connection with this, to 67. 67, 67 connects to this, which connects to 9/11, which connects to Elvis's birthday, which connects to 8/4. You see how all this is? It's right there. Every single thing in front of you again, which connects to the Twin Towers falling on 9/11. 9/11, 6/11 is the upside down 9/11. And the word Washington equals upside down in gematria. Exact same numbers. Okay, now look at this. Elvis died on 8/16, right? And remember, I was just telling you about the 247, which had to do with this, right? 247 days is 67.67%. Okay, look, from the first of the year, if you go forward to 8/16, it's 247 with 2 crowns, 24,700 days. And the reason I'm showing you this equation, because it's got the 247 with 2 crowns, but this is why I'm showing it to you, because it's 67, it's actually 6,767.12%. So it's 67, 67 again, which is the Elvis Jesse connections, being all these 67s, connecting to 9/11 and everything else, right? And I told you 67, 67 is the Elvis Jesse death. Elvis's death date from the first of the year, you see? And let me show you something. That way you can see how incredible this is. So 666 days, pay attention, 666 days, this is the percentage of 666 days. I forgot to put the percentage mark right here, the symbol. So it's 182.47%. Okay? And remember, there was 2 of them born on 1/8, Elvis and Jesse. And remember, I told you the 47 is a crown number. The 15th prime number is 47. The 15 is a crown. The O is the 15th letter, right? So it's 1/8. You have the 247 also. Pay attention. Elvis is born on 1/8. Then you have the 2.47. From 1/8 to 9/11 is 247 days. From 1/8 to 247. 1/8, 247. 1/8, 247 is 666 days. Do you get it? So from 1/8, go forward 247 days, it lands on 9/11. 1/8, 247 is 666 days. You see? Okay? Do you understand what I'm showing you? And I just showed you all the connections, okay? It's the same connections again, what I was showing you earlier. Anyway, forget about this. Okay, now, let me just, before I show you the last thing, listen, let the troll say what he wants. Forget about that dude. I'm about ready to ban him. Hey, troll, don't you have anything better to do with your life, man? You're not bugging me. You just distract the chat. I think it's funny when people troll, but when it becomes a distraction, then it's not funny anymore because the people are paying attention to what you're saying instead of paying attention to what I'm saying. That's why they always say don't feed the trolls, No, you are trolling. Shut up, stupid. If you can't see, I don't want to say those words. Is there something wrong with you? It's right, don't you have eyes? Don't you have ears? It's right there. I'm not trolling, it says. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. He's lying to himself. If you can't see and understand that this is supernatural, what you're seeing, okay, then that means, that's what I'm saying. There must be something wrong with your eyesight or your hearing or both, Okay, so now let's move on. Okay, this is the last part, folks. I got to end the video here. So from Elvis's death date 8/16, if you went around, which is a Seattle spectacular day, 300 days, okay, is what it is. From 8/16 to 6/11 is 300 days. That equation is 82.19%. 300 days is 82.19%, okay? And Seattle equals 8219. And the 101st, I mean, and the 26 prime, 26 equals God equals 101. But the point I'm trying to make is from Elvis's death to the next time 6/11 comes around, which is the Seattle event, is 82.19%. Seattle's 8219 in gematria. Do you see it? It's impossible, these coincidences. Okay? It's right in your face. And look, it's 300 days, right? 300 days. And if you add that to the 6/11, what do you get? Look, 300 plus the 6/11. 300 plus 6/11 is 9/11, you see? I mean, come on, man. Just look at that. Even that matches. You see? I mean, it's ridiculous. Even that matches. Okay, here's something that's a little bit confusing, so you got to pay attention. Pay attention. All right. You know, George Bush, he was the 42-43 president. What do I mean by that? He was the 42nd person to become president, but he was the 43rd actual president. 42nd person to become president, but the 43rd president to take office. So George Bush Jr. was the 9/11 president, 42-43, right? 2022, I told you, is very important. In 2023, they're connected. 42, it equals 20, and 22 equals 42. 20 and 23 equals 43. 42-43, George Bush to 42-43, the 9/11 president. From his birthday to 42, it can be 816 days on certain years. And from 1/8 to 4/3, it's 816 days from certain years. So again, it connects to the 42-43 from Elvis's birthday and the 9/11 president, George Bush, to 42-43. Okay. And I was just showing that because it connects to, and the reason that it's so important, the 42-43, because remember, I told you the 20 and 22 equal 42, 20 and 23 equal 43. The 42nd prime number, the total is 223. If you look at the way I'm counting it, 42nd prime number is 181 plus the 42 is 223. The 43rd prime number is 191 plus the 43 equals 234. You add that up, 234 plus 223 equals 457. The 88th prime number is 457. And Elvis is 88 years old. You see? I told you they both connect. 2022 and 2023. It's a perfect puzzle. And the prime numbers for 2023, because I told you 20 and 23 equals 43. 20th prime number is 71. The 23rd prime numbers, the 20th prime number is 71, and the 23rd prime number is 83. It equals 154. That's the Antichrist number. So this year is the Antichrist year. And the only other time that happened was in 1626. 1626 equaled 154. But it didn't equal this. It equaled something else. But the 154 number was there. But if you add this number to the 154, it equals 197. The 45th prime number is 197. Elvis has been dead for 45 years, and Trump is the 45th president. Okay? These are impossible coincidences. All right? Now, here's the last thing I'm going to show you, folks, and I'm going to end the video. But let me address somebody here. Listen, folks. I'm going to tell you guys something. If you don't think that what I'm saying is correct, then please do not waste your time anymore coming to this channel and go do something productive with your life, because the end is near. All right. So to the people who are not agreeing with what I'm saying, and you know who I'm talking to, you, yes, the person who said Elvis is not the you know what, go and do something productive with your life, please. And do not waste another moment here. Okay. Because all you're doing is wasting your life away, if that's the truth. If that's what you believe. Because let me tell you something. If I didn't, I'm not going to watch, because you've been to my channel many, many times in the past too. What I'm saying is, why are you here wasting your time? Go do something productive with your life. And that goes for the troll too. I was talking to one particular person who I know is a woman. She she just mentioned that Elvis is not the Antichrist. You can believe whatever you want. I told you that Trump is the Antichrist in the flesh. Elvis is the unseen Antichrist, who is the real Antichrist. Trump is the one who's going to use Elvis as Trump is to make sure Elvis is the one that gets worship through him. All right. All right. Yeah. Go do something productive with your life instead of coming here to tell me who the Antichrist is. Okay? If you think you have the Holy Spirit in you, then go. Listen, someone else is saying about Obama. Yes, Obama is the third wheel to this puzzle. Okay? All right, hold on. Let me get rid of this dum-dum. I don't let nobody come to my channel and say that that Jesus is not God. You just go get a life. Now somebody else, and that person actually I think has commented before. He's never been rude, but you know what? I don't. When it comes to somebody who's saying something like that, you're out of here. Jesus is God, and you're gonna burn in hell if you don't think that. All right. Anyway, so what was the last thing? I don't remember what I was saying right before that. Oh, the Obama thing. Yes, Obama is the third wheel. That's why he's born on 8/4, because Trump can get his head wound on 8/4. Obama is here to gather the people together to make sure that Trump and Elvis are the two beasts of Revelation. So Obama plays an important part in this charade. All right. Yeah, I've shown that before, where Trump gave the Freedom of Medal, the Presidential Medal of Freedom Award to Elvis. Of course, he didn't. Elvis was gone already, but he gave it to him posthumously. Posthumously. Okay, I've shown that years ago before anyone else had ever shown it. I'm talking about in the truth community. And listen, someone's saying, why don't I go to Seattle? Listen, I'm one person. I can't do everything. All right. What do you want me to do? I'm trying to warn people. Even the people here, there are people who are on this channel who live in Washington and are not getting out. So what makes you think people are going to leave just because I go there and tell them? They're going to be just like you, who can't see or hear. Okay? They're just like you. They're not going to listen. I absolutely care. That's why I do this. I've never asked a dime from anybody, and I never will. I've never asked for a penny from anybody. I don't take donations. I've never monetized. I do everything out of the goodness of my heart, and that way people can get the truth, because there is no truth out there except for Jesus. Jesus is the only truth. He's the way, the truth, and the life. All right? I'm just here to do the best that I can. All right. Now let's move on. This is the last thing I'm going to show, and I'm going to end the video. Like I said, God bless everybody who has ears to hear and eyes to see. Pay attention. Okay, by the way, I've done every equation to all of the dates, so please you don't have to tell me what's what, okay? When it comes to this. So when you convert the Gregorian, because we're on the Gregorian calendar, when you convert the Gregorian calendar to the Julian calendar, which was the calendar we were on before the Gregorian, let me tell you what it is. So 9/11 was 8/29 on the Julian calendar. So 9/11 is 8/29. 8/29 would be 8/16, and that's when Elvis died. So 8/29 is 8/16. 8/16 is 8/03. Now, why am I showing you this? Remember these numbers in red, because remember, it started with 9/11 to 8/29. 8/29 is 8/16. 8/16 is 8/03. Okay, now, Pay attention. 829 is 816. 816 is 803. Remember these numbers in the red. Watch what I'm going to show you. From Washington's death date, because Seattle's in Washington, okay? Everything has to do with death and destruction. From George Washington's death date of 12/14/1799, when he died, to the exact day, the June 11th, 2023, when Seattle gets struck. Pay attention. It's 816. 816, 829. 829, 816. Are you seeing that? On the Gregorian calendar to the Julian calendar converter, it's 829 or 816. 829 is 816. 816, 829, 816. Now, from George Washington's death date, the exact day he died, just like this, to my second prediction, which is Trump's head wound, this is the equation. 816, 83. 816, 83. Actually, this one is perfect. This one. See, this one is kind of perfect. It's 816, and then you have to do 829. Okay, and guess what's in the middle of the 8 and the 9? 162, which is June 11th. In the middle of 8 and the 9 is the 162. Okay, now this is 816, 83. Look, that's the other one, 816, 83. You see, that one is perfect. 816, 83. You see? And look what's in the middle of the 8 and the 3 is the 816 is when Elvis died, you see? I mean, it's right there. What am I saying? That one already has it in there. But this one is right in the middle, the 162. And you know why this is important? Because, see, Elvis, he needs the 9, which if you've seen my video about that, you know what I'm talking about. You want me to show you how it connects, why this is important right here? Because, see, Elvis is born on the 8th day, right? And he needs the 9. He needs that crown. And I'm going to show you why. But look what's in the middle, the 162 I said, right? Which is June 11th, right? And it's to June 11th right there. Let me show you why that's important. Hold on. Wait, hold on. And okay, and this is the last question you're gonna have. Listen, if you come back with any more stupid, not stupid, but any more questions, I don't want to hear it anymore, okay? Because you're a troll, but I'm going to answer your question. So you want to know what is the point of matching all these numbers? Is because, see, I told you, you don't have eyes to see and you don't have ears to hear. The Bible tells in Revelation 13:18, the Bible says, here is wisdom. Let him who hath understanding calculate the number of the beast, okay? The Bible. If you don't believe in the Bible, then you shouldn't be here because you can't see, okay? Because you don't have the eyes and the ears to understand. Now, the Bible says to calculate the number of the beast, and that's what I'm doing. I'm calculating it, okay? Do you understand? There is your answer. So don't, like I said, if you're here to learn something. The reason I'm getting mad is because earlier you were talking nonsense. All right? You're just here to troll. I'm not stupid, all right? I could tell by your stupid name. All right? Anyway, so let me just show you that between the 8 and the 9. And I wasn't going to show this, but I'm going to show it to you right now. Oh, okay. So your question again, now you're asking a different way, the question. You're saying, why do they do it? Because that's what the whole world is run on numbers. When God created everything, he created everything with mathematical precision. But when God does it, it comes out of his mouth and he can create the world because God is, omnipresent. You understand? He is everywhere. So when God he speaks it into existence. He can do whatever he wants. He can form things. My point is, when he does mathematics, it comes naturally. He's not sitting there equating 2 plus 2 plus. He's not doing that. It comes naturally for him. Just like, when you go onto a calculator, you punch it in. It's right there. How fast is that? These crazy equations. Because that's what the beast system is trying to do, trying to mimic what God does. And that's why the phone knows everything about you more than your own family. The computer, the phone. Yeah, everything is numerical. And by the way, I was just like you. I didn't understand it either. I hated numerology. I told everybody, get that stuff away from me. When I was doing my fake news videos, I told everybody, keep that numerology stuff away from me. Yeah, that's what they're doing. The beast system is trying to copy who God is, because God is all knowing. This phone is all basically all knowing. It's trying to mock. It can't do anything, you know, without us telling it. See, the phone, we're telling it. That's why it knows everything about us. You know, they don't know nothing about us unless we enter it. It's like going to a psychiatrist. The psychiatrist doesn't know what you're going to tell him, but you tell him all your problems. That's how crazy this world is. That's how that's how these people have figured out what people are about. The people who go to these psychiatrists, they tell them all their dark secrets and what they're feeling and stuff. That's how they know everything. You know what I'm saying? When they examine, what do you think these people are doing? It's like when what do they say? Of course, I don't believe in aliens. When they say the aliens come down, they probe, they take them and they probe them. That's what they do. These psychiatrists. Yeah. Anyway, like I said, I can't answer any more of your questions because, like I said, you don't. When you get spiritual eyes and ears, you'll understand. It's like in the Bible. I first looked at a few of the verses. I was like, "What is this? I didn't even understand it." You know, I had no understanding of the Bible, but once I got spiritual, the Holy Spirit was in me. Then I understood. You get differently the way it's being said. You know, and that you have. And you'll understand one day. Hopefully, look, by the way, I don't condemn you. I can't condemn you. There's the only one that can send you to hell. But let me tell you something. If you don't believe in Jesus, you're on your way there. And to that other person that I banned, don't you ever go to any chance say that Jesus is not God, because you're going to end up in hell for saying that, because Jesus is God. All right. He is the Alpha, the Omega. All right. He is the I am. He is the great I am. Look, I don't know all the answers, so stop asking me that stuff. I just told you, get right with Jesus. That's what you need to do. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. These three are one. Okay, it's one God. All right, the Father and Son and the Holy Spirit. These three are one. All right, so Jesus would not be saying he's the Alpha, the Omega, if he's not the beginning and the end. That means he's your God. That means he's God. If he says he's the beginning and the end, then he's God. All right. Anyway, um, God bless everybody. And for the people who got in late, make sure you go and watch video from the very beginning. And by the way, that's not my dog. I live in an apartment. The dog is next door at the neighbors over there. Anyway, any last, I'll stay on another 4 or 5 minutes. So, last words, folks. I hope you enjoyed the video, because it's like I said, super important, this information. I'm coming into the last video, folks. I told you I'm going to be showing 2 more videos. I think uh, 2 more research videos I haven't shown, and then after that, After that, I'm just gonna hash stuff. Like I'm gonna do another Super Bowl video to explain to you why everything about Elvis in the Super Bowl, and um, and then I'll just rehash stuff, and I'll just do live streams here and there until June 11th. But basically, I'm to the end of the road when it comes to research. Right? Yeah. Well, listen, you know, to the person who's asking if nothing happens in Seattle in June, then what? Listen, you're going to get your answer in because I'm going to have a video in the future. It's so difficult, this video, that it's like I said, it's trying to explain the unexplainable, and I can't even. I tried to sit down and try to put it together, the video. I couldn't even do it. It was so difficult, and that's why I'm putting it off till later once I get more of a clear mind, because I just have too much to do right now. But I'm gonna explain to you um, why, his birthdays of 88 this year and 89 are so important, which is next year, and why all these things have to take place within this time period. Anyway, you'll see and you'll understand. It all has to do with. Um, I don't want to give it away, so I was almost going to tell you something, but I don't want to give it away. It's super important. Anyway, you'll get your answers. Don't worry. All right. God bless everybody. And to the troll that I've been yelling at, I'm not yelling at you. I'm just trying to help you. You seem like you don't want to see. When you ask a million questions like that, it's trying to tell me that you don't want to see what you're seeing. It's right in front of your eyes. Instead of saying, "Wow, look at the way it matches." Then if you had asked me questions, but that's not what you were doing. You were just questioning it and just like, it's no big deal. You know, that's why I was being mad at you. No, I'm talking to the other person. And to you, Red Raven, the reason I'm not upset at you. I'm just saying to you that if that's what you feel, that I wouldn't waste any more time watching my videos. That's my point. I have no, uh, I know you're a nice person. I'm not mad at you, Red. I'm just saying uh, I don't know why you are not understanding this, but you know, God bless you, and hopefully, you know, that God gives you the eyes to see, you know, because right now you're not seeing. Anyway, um, yeah, you look, you can have your opinion, but I'm saying to you, why are you wasting your time here? Go do something important instead of watching some dude who's like, because you obviously think I must be crazy. You know what I mean? Because if somebody was saying, like I'll give you an example. Let's say somebody said that who's famous on the news? I'm trying to think. Let's say someone said Kobe was the Antichrist. You know what I mean? Why would you watch a video of somebody saying that Kobe is the Antichrist? If you don't believe it, you wouldn't watch it. So what I'm trying to tell you is don't waste your time here anymore. Go do something productive with your life. That's all I'm saying. I'm not mad at you. I'm just trying to tell you it would be like me watching some dum dum who's saying that Kobe is the Antichrist. You know what I mean? That's why I'm saying that to you. Because you must think I'm crazy, because that's what I would think. If somebody's saying that a particular person is the Antichrist, like I just said, if it was Kobe, and someone said Kobe's the Antichrist, I would think he was crazy. No, no, no. I know who Red Raven is. I mean, the person's a nice person. I have no problem with that. I just was trying to get them to understand that they should go do something else then, not waste their time here. But anyway, you'll be back, so I'm not worried about it because it is going to happen. It has to happen. Okay? There's no way to stop what's coming. You don't understand. It's biblical. You cannot stop what's coming. No matter how many times you go out with signs, no matter how many people you tell, it will not stop what is coming. All right? Because it has to happen. It's biblical. Because then you'd be calling the Bible a liar if it doesn't happen. It has to happen. The beast has to come out of the sea. Okay? But how is it going to manifest? That is the question. All right. And that's the only difference. But it is going to manifest. But how is it going to manifest? It could happen many different ways. And that's what this whole thing is about. Anyway, God bless everybody. And by that one person that I banned, I'm going to tell you again, because obviously you're a Muslim. And by the way, you can believe whatever you want. Okay. I'm not rude to anybody, but when you come to my channel, you know that this is a Christian channel, and you say that Jesus is not God, you're going to get banned. There's no second chances, okay? If you had asked in a question form why I believe that, then I wouldn't have banned you. But you did an exclamation point saying Jesus is only a prophet and he's not God, or Jesus is not God, he's only a prophet. That's what you said. So you are going to burn in hell, and if you don't repent, all right? And that goes for everyone who doesn't believe in Jesus. All right. So it's not just you, it's everybody who doesn't believe in Jesus. All right. All right. God bless everybody. Take care and get right with Jesus, folks, because time is short. Anyway. All right, folks. End of video.